And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. Right now we're talking some high school softball. The season starts in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's already high school softball season. And locally, very excited to see if the Cajon Cowgirls can do it all over again. You'll remember last year it was a walk-off win against El Toro for the CIF Southern Section Division 5 title. They lost a couple good seniors, but they got a lot of great players coming back. And Ciela Pickett, who's a transfer from Redlands East Valley, will be a tremendous player and a big boost to the program. We caught up with head coach Lee Haines to talk about this year's squad and trying to get back to a CIF Southern Section Championship game. They did move up in divisions, so they'll face tougher competition, but they're ready for it. Here's Coach Haines. Now join us here on Sports Weekly on IEMG. He is coming off a CIF Southern Section Championship just a season ago, is the head softball coach for the Cajon Cowgirls, Lee Haines. And Coach Haines, man, as you go into this season, which is right around the corner this year, does it feel like just like being re-energized going into the season when you come off a championship? You had so much fun and so many great memories. Does it kind of like perk you up and get you excited about going into the next season?
Yeah, definitely. It was fantastic. It was an unbelievable experience. And, we got honored by Joe Baca, county supervisor, honored us with a special recognition, and 66ers honored us. So it was a really fun summer. But we're ready to go again. We really like our team, and we got to work almost immediately after the end of the season trying to put some of the pieces back together again that we lost.
So after winning a championship, does it make you want another one more? Like, does it kind of, fuel that fire? Like, hey, man, that was such a fun ride, and we won the championship. Let's see if we can do this again. That was such a fun season.
Without a doubt. It just makes myself and the coaching staff, it just makes us hungrier to get it, to go out and do it again. And yeah, with no question, do we feel satisfied, or feel like, oh, we got this. So, no problem. If we don't have a good year, we still got the ring and stuff, but no, my assistant coach, Larry Dotson, is always telling the girls, I don't want to be like the Rams this year where they won the Super Bowl and then didn't make the playoffs, so that is not what we're going to do.
Don't pull a Rams. That's awesome.
Yeah, don't pull a Rams. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Coach, last year's team had, some great seniors. You had a couple really good seniors, but you've got a lot of players coming back. Are you excited about this year's group and the talent that you have bringing back and, maybe a chance to, like you said, maybe get back to the championship game again?
Yeah. We lost 4 seniors who were all really good at, leadership and have played with me for 4 years, kind of extension of us on the field, especially Kim Rodas and Vanessa Flores, who both went off to D1 schools. And I don't know if you can just replace those kind of girls, but we love what we got in. We have a couple really dynamic freshmen that are going to start. And, that probably be a little bit of a growing period, because they're still 14 or 15, but we're real excited about what they bring. And then, we got a huge gift when Ciela Pickett transferred over from Rev, and she's going to make up for a lot. She's just an amazing player. And that was, very exciting for us that she made that decision to come to Cajon. And that's going to help us tremendously because I think she's the best player in the league, non-pitcher, positional player in the league.
Yeah, she's a stud basketball player too. I saw her the other night playing for the Cajon girls basketball team. Yeah, she's awesome. Coach, I don't know, have the playoff divisions, have they come out for this year? Did they move you guys up or have they not come out yet?
Yeah, they moved us up 2 divisions. They moved us up to Division 3. So that, that's going to create new challenges. Although I've found in the past that, obviously it's going to be a tougher run, but sometimes a Division 2 can be tougher than Division 1, depending on
Yeah.
what teams are in there uh, just it can be just as tough, So three's, a big jump, but I like our chances, Pep. I think that we'll probably still have one of the best, if not the best pitcher in the division. And when you have that, anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, nothing's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Especially, I think in all sports across the board, if you have the quarterback who's great, or whatever it is, the pitcher in softball, if you have a dominant pitcher in the circle, you can go a long way. She can make up for a lot of areas that might be lacking.
Absolutely.
Like if you have a dominant pitcher.
Yeah, it's funny because one of my friends said, well, if you got a pitcher like Jada Villegas, you can, you don't have to do anything else. She'll win it for you. And I said, no. I said, if you have a great pitcher, doesn't mean you'll win. But if you don't have a great pitcher, you're not going to win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it starts in the circle, and I mean, there are times when we were a little short on pitching the last few years. I remember playing Ukaipa one time at Cajon. So they hit first and they scored 8 runs off our pitcher. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
The game was really over. We haven't even batted yet, So you got to have that horse in the circle who's going to keep you in games and give you a chance to manage and win.
Yeah, and like you said, Jada, I know Beaumont's got a great pitcher as well, but Jada might be the best pitcher in the whole IE, maybe the Southern section. Like she's that good, and she's only a junior, right? Is that right?
She's a junior this year. Yeah. And she just committed to. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
I know how those softball commitments go. They verbal to someplace and they change their mind. They end up signing somewhere else. And
yeah, that's why I stopped myself. But yeah, Cam at Beaumont is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
She's great in her own right. Our whole division's tough, though. I mean, that whole league that's another reason you can't sleep or rest on our laurels or say, oh, we got this, because there are a lot of really good teams in our league, starting with Ukaipa and Beaumont. To think that we won CIF and we didn't even come in first, and you can't sleep on Citrus Valley either. April's always got a really good team.
And Debbie Garcia, she's at Redlands now. We know Brandon Ford at Rev. Like, yeah, you're right. Like that whole league, top to bottom, CBL is tough.
Yes, definitely. And that's the big thing is you got to come in the top 3, and there's a gauntlet to go over. We never took it for granted last year, that we'll get third for at least. No, we had Citrus Valley biting at our heels the whole season.
That's the hardest part. Just survive your league. Some of these tough leagues, just survive your league and get to the playoffs, and then obviously anything can happen. Coach, let's wrap it up like this. Where do you think the strengths are besides Jada? Because we know she's awesome. Ciela Pickett's going to be a star. She already is. But when you look at this year's team, what really gets you excited about this year's squad specifically? What do you think you guys are going to do well?
Well, last year we had very little speed. And we, had a manufacturer run bunting and playing small ball, but this year we just loaded with speed, starting with Pickett. I think she had 30 some stolen bases in the league last year. And a couple of the freshmen that came in really run well. A couple of the young girls that weren't starting last year that will start this year run real well. So we're excited about what we can do with the speed, because we're going to play little ball, and we work on that at nausea. The girls are always like, "Can we quit bunting?"
Nope.
No.
Move runners around. That's what we're going to do.
And that is what we're excited about, is that we feel we are hoping that we're going to make up for some of that lack of power that we lost with Vanessa and Kimmy, and make up for it with speed. And we really feel our defense is going to be fantastic, better than last year. We have some really dynamic infielders that cover a lot of ground. And when you have Jada out there, man, if you got a good infield that can cover a lot of ground, that just makes her tougher, you know.
And one run might win it. If you guys can just push across one run, that might win a lot of games for you guys with that defense and with Jada in the circle.
Yeah, that was always our little motto last year was 3 runs. Just get 3 runs and then give it to her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And she never lost. When we got her at least 3 runs, she never lost. I would say our concern would always be, especially with a young team, would be offensively. You know, can we hit?
Yeah.
You know, like we did last year, and especially when we get into the big games, we get into Beaumont and UKIP and stuff. How are the freshman girls going to handle Cam? You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, because they've been playing. I mean, they're playing for some great travel teams. You know, Corona Angels, Bat Busters, but they've been playing 14 under. You know, and I keep telling them you're going to be playing women now.
Yeah, this is a step up.
Yeah, you know, I guarantee you at 14 and under, they're not seeing anything like Cam.
No.
No way.
There's no way, yeah. Even though, you know, both her and Jada are juniors, so obviously they're the 2 best, if not 2 of the best, you know, in the whole southern section in terms of pitching, just too dominant. I can't wait when they go head-to-head. That's the game to watch.
Yeah, those were stressful games last year.
Well,
you just can't make a mistake.
No, you can't, because one mistake, that's the ball game, right? You know, one run might win it. That's the game.
That's how we lost. The second time was we made one error, and it opened the door for them to get 2 runs, and it changed everything. You know, I mean, especially 2 runs, because then now was afraid to squeeze or bunt or give up outs. You know, and you're sitting there trying to slug against her.
Yeah, you need a big hit.
Tough.
Yeah. There's not a lot of big hits against her or Jada, for that matter.
No, yeah, either one of them. Yeah.
Well, Coach, listen, I always enjoy our conversations, man. I love talking softball with you. I love talking about your softball program at Cajon. Best of luck this season, and I am going to come out to a game sooner than later out there to see you guys in action again.
Sounds great, Pep. Love talking to you. And let's hope this wind stops. This wind's killing us.
Yeah, the wind's never going to stop at Cajon.
I know, but at least get it down underneath her. You know those great big backstops they have baseball uses them more, where you can do hitting practice. And, you know, and they're huge. Yeah. It blew it over our fence and into a tree. That's all.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's got to weigh 500 pounds. So you're not going to play in that's for sure. So
yeah, more times than not, when I get to Cajon, there's at least a breeze, and sometimes it's pretty gusty out there. So
yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Haines, listen, I appreciate the time. Best of luck this season, and thanks for hopping on with us. I appreciate it.
Okay, Pep. Thank you so much.
That is Lee Haines, the head softball coach for the Cajon Cowgirls here on Sports Weekly. Really appreciate the interview by Coach Haines. That's going to do it for this edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. Make sure you subscribe to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. I'm Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time.